You won't believe who sat next to me that night. The glow of string lights dripped across the wide-open tent, casting a warm halo on rows of champagne glasses that sparkled like distant stars. Laughter wove between the rounds of crystal and cutlery, the band playing a soft Stevie Wonder number, something sweet and gentle for slow-dancing newlyweds. The air was alive with love, but my attention had drifted, focused on the edge of the reception where he sat. He wasn't alone, not really, but he looked like it, as if the seat next to him had been set thoughtfully for 8, though only one person occupied it. He shifted in his chair, glanced at his watch, and drummed a finger against his glass. He wasn't uncomfortable in his own skin exactly, not a man accustomed to limelight, but tonight he looked restless. People around him fussed about his empire. Tech, real estate, charity foundations. The name Forbes practically caked to his reputation. Still, everything people wanted to talk about was his billions, his investments, the headlines. Nobody asked the man beneath the empire. He glanced up as the chair beside him moved, and then she was there. She eased onto the cushion, clothes alive with emerald green silk that caught the light like rippling water. She didn't look at him at first. Maybe she didn't want to. She leaned in so close I could feel the weight of her decision, and whispered with a steady necessity in her voice, "Pretend you're with me." I thought he blinked, said something like, "Excuse me?" Her hand hovered, then landed gently on his forearm, light enough not to make a scene, firm enough to root him there. I watched his face register confusion, intrigue, perhaps universe-colliding awareness. Her eyes flicked toward a man in a grey tuxedo across the room, staring like a predator, jaw clenched, no date in sight except egging whispers beside him. He studied her and somehow believed, though her eyes flicked back to him, controlled yet weighed down with something he didn't understand yet, but would. He didn't ask about her motives. He didn't rally rational questions. He leaned back, cracked a faint smirk, as if he'd been there the whole evening. "All right," he said, "let's pretend." She exhaled as though she'd been holding her breath, a flicker of relief and no smile. She angled her chair, closer than simple acquaintance should warrant, her body framing a safe space between them. I watched her watch the man in grey. He lifted his drink, but ignored it, his gaze locked. She said softly, "Just act like you're here with me." He asked, voice low and cautious, "What's your name?" And she tilted her head, lips curving slightly. "Do you really want my real name right now?" he asked. "Are you hiding from somebody?" she murmured, ghosting around her reasons. "Let's just say I don't need drama tonight." "Accept that?" He chuckled, not amused, curious. "For the next few hours, you and I are a couple. Understood?" He nodded slowly. Understood. From then on, everything pulsed with charged uncertainty. The servers glided past with plates of steak and salmon, his for him, hers for her. Laughter and dancing buzzed, but all he could focus on was the mystery beside him, the trembling intelligence in her words, the poised fear in every breath. He wasn't falling in love, not yet, but something chipped his confidence. For the first time, he didn't feel invincible. Then the man in the grey tuxedo made his move. He walked deliberately toward them, gaze fixed on the woman, stepping into their orbit like a dark star. The woman straightened, adjusted her posture, and whispered, "Play along." He leaned in, as if they were absorbed in conversation, as if the world outside their bubble didn't exist. "Evening," the man said, clipped as a blade, stopping just at the edge of their table. His smile was sharp, public facade politeness, hiding something jagged. "Didn't know you'd be here with company," he said. She forced a light laugh. "Surprise?" Then the ex's eyes flicked from her to him. Darius met that gaze with steady calm. "You're interrupting our dinner." "And you are?" The man's measure tightened. "Her date," Darius said, as though offering formal introduction to a battlefield. The ex laughed tight, edged with malice, but withdrew. "Enjoy the night." As he walked away, he locked a glare on them, an unspoken threat. When he'd gone, she let out a breath. Her fingers slid from his sleeve. She leaned back and pressed the napkin to her lips as though shielding some raw wound. "Thanks," she said. "Who is he?" "Who is he?" she echoed, swirling her wineglass before answering. "Someone I'd rather not see," she said quietly. He countered. That wasn't a casual glance. He wanted to tear this table apart. She managed a sad smile. "You're not wrong." Silence draped the table. He sipped champagne, waited for her to speak. Finally, "If you're going to drag me into this, I deserve something. At least a name." Her words came steady, soft. "Maya Whitfield." He repeated it mentally. "I'm Darius," he said, offering his hand, formality reborn in a gesture. She shook it, laughter cracking. "I know who you are," she said, eyes scanning him, not the headlines, but the man. He let a slow smile form. "Forbes cover, interviews, business magazines. Want me to list the rest?" She shrugged. "That helps. Or maybe you're just someone he wouldn't dare make a scene with." They sat in a tranquil bubble as couples swayed and the band shifted into a new song. Her ex was visible again, leaning back with his date, but his eyes never left their table. She turned to Darius. "I picked you because I knew he'd back off in front of you." Darius raised an eyebrow. "You think that's it?" She sighed. "I didn't pick you by mistake." Tension pulled between them again. Then more distractions. A couple women at the bar watching, a young guy glancing with a hovering phone near the dessert table. Their attention wasn't casual. "You going to tell me why half the room cares?" he asked quietly. She swallowed, lips twisting. "They know you, and me." His question hung there. "Know me how?" She stared at the tablecloth. "They don't see me the way I am tonight." He leaned in. "What exactly are you in the middle of, Maya?" Before she could answer, the younger guy slunk out, headed outside. Darius caught it. "He's sending it now." Maya's skin tightened. That didn't take long. Another problem. She looked brittle. "He'll send them the photo. Proof I've moved on. Proof that he doesn't matter anymore." Darius corrected. "Proof he should come after you." Her smile fluttered. She wasn't smiling long, though. Fear glimmered beneath her calm. "I know what he's capable of." "Then tell me," he said. "No more lies." She exhaled into silence until finally she cracked. "He's my ex," she said softly. "Everyone thought we'd get married, but he ended it. Very badly." He studied her. "How badly?" She looked away. "He made people believe I was the traitor, that I was dangerous." He waited. "You didn't do it?" "No, but that didn't matter. He was charming, wealthy. Everyone forgave him. I was the scapegoat." He shook his head. "So, you put me here as your cover?" She nodded. "I need them to stop believing his lies." Darius exhaled. "You picked the wrong man if you thought I'd play along quietly." She leaned close. "You picked the only one here who could protect me without trying." Everything in that line hovered between promise, challenge, courage. Her ex retreated to his table, watching. The band swelled again. Around the tent, Laughter flickered. Oblivious. Darius raised his glass toward Maya. So if I'm your cover, you're going to tell me everything. She gave up her guarded air, tapping her glass to his. Deal. Just then, a folded napkin appeared, as though summoned by fate. A note. Step outside, alone. Her face went pale. She cast him a look so full, it broke his breath. You sure? She nodded. That's how he played it before. She hesitated. If I don't go, he'll come in and make a scene. He tapped a finger on the table. Then we don't go, we stay. She suppressed a shake. If you walk out there with me, he'll twist it. Make it look like I'm the aggressor. Darius leaned in, quiet steel in his voice. Stories crumble, truth survives. She released his hand, voice muffled. Be careful. He pocketed the note and stood. Outside, the night air bit, crisp and honest. He scanned the rows of vines before him and felt his world narrow to one other man, the ex in grey, waiting. Darius approached. You wanted me out here, he said. The ex half smiled. Straight to business, no wonder you're rich. His sarcasm was soft. She doesn't owe you a scene, Darius replied. The ex scoffed. She's a manipulator. You're just another mark. Darius didn't wince. She isn't spinning anyone, she's scared. You cornered her. I won't let you corner her tonight. The ex clenched his fists, breathing hard. This isn't over, he growled. Darius stepped closer. It is tonight. The ex vanished into darkness. Inside, Maya stood by the bar, phone to her ear. She ended the call as soon as he appeared. Her voice trembled. He won't stop. He said quietly, he's gone, for now. Her voice dropped. No one will believe me if he turns things again. He threaded reassurance through his tone. Charm doesn't last. Lies crack. We just proved that. She gave the faintest nod. Above them, the band began a slow melody again. Outside, tents rustled, shadows shifting. Darius watched her and thought about names, whispers, power, the lonely labyrinth of headlines. But in that moment, he felt responsibility bloom. The ex returned like a storm breaking through a lull, stepping in with theatrical flair as the last dance began. Maya stood frozen. Hello, he said loud enough. I didn't realize you had a friend. Darius planted himself between them. Darius Caldwell. The ex's facade wavered. Funny touch. He tried to charm the crowd again. I just came to say hi. Maya's voice shook, but heeded something in him. You shouldn't be here. Darius expanded the wall. So if you're done, walk away. The ex shot a glare, then left. It left a hush over the tent. Maya exhaled loud and trembling. Darius held her steady, and then the groomsman warned them, You should leave. He's outside with company. Maya's face went icy. He took her hand. She didn't argue. They slipped through a back exit. The gravel crunched underfoot. The vineyard was quiet, endless, under a velvet night. Her voice whispered, He'll never stop. He squeezed her hand. Then keep showing up, with people who see who you really are. A black SUV idled by. He opened the door for her. She paused, looked at him. Thank you, not for pretending, for reminding me I'm not invisible. He nodded. Then don't ever be. She went inside. He leaned on the car. The vineyard still breathed behind him. Tonight wasn't about alliances or wealth. It was about presence. It was about choosing not to walk away. He stared at the glowing tent and felt something shift, not just in her story, but in his own understanding of strength.